Well, after a long summer of strength and conditioning and running and individual skills and long fall workouts and now our preseason workouts, it's been a lot of times been spent preparing for the 2014-15 season. So it's finally here and it's time to play, and looking forward to this season. Appalachian State, we know, will be a big challenge for us tomorrow night. It's the first time this team will really get on the floor in a game-like situation against a Division I team, and we expect for it to be tough. So opening games always are. I'm so happy we're playing at Memorial Coliseum. It's a great place to play, and we'd love for a big crowd to come out and watch us get the season started. But really looking forward to the challenge tomorrow night, and teams worked hard to get ready for it.
You said you wanted the fastest team, the most aggressive team, but what else do you want from them? What do you want to see them become by the end of the season?
Well, I think if we can stick to our three goals of being fast, being disruptive, and being really tough, I think that needs to be on the forefront of our mind. You know, within those segments or within those goals, you know, I think as far as being an up-tempo team and being fast and being able to use our athleticism, our team speed. The reason we chose fast was because we have a lot of team speed, and we can be that. I think we can be, you know, from top to bottom, the fastest team in the country. There may be some players on individual teams that, you know, are faster than, you know, we may not have the fastest single person, but I just think top to bottom, that's a realistic goal. So to use that and to make that important, you have to tax the other team, and they have to feel that. So you have to run, and you have to be a team where they respect your speed and they understand what that means for a 40-minute period. And so we saw some of that with Pikeville, and that's where the score was what it was, because we never stopped running. The kids really worked hard, and it took a toll on Pikeville. So certainly as the competition starts to level out, it won't take as much of a toll on some teams as others, but you're still trying to get that cumulative effect of 40 minutes of just running up and down the court is not real comfortable for other teams. And so we need to be committed to that in practice, and we need to be committed to that tomorrow night. Within the disruption standpoint of being the most disruptive defensive team, you know, we'd like to, by the end of the season, be able to be a full court disruptive team and a half court disruptive team, and we'd like to be able to do that in a couple of different ways. So what I'd like for them to be able to become is to disrupt you, you know, probably 85% of the time in a real high-pressured man-to-man, and then about 15% of zone, but still be disruptive in that. We're not there yet, but that's what I'd like for them to become. And then in toughness, just getting on the floor after basketballs, taking charges. We need to be a great charge-taking team. And then it's tough to transition from 100 miles an hour up and down the court and in your face, to when you get into the half-court setting, you've got to have the mental toughness to be able to drive the speed limit out on the freeway, and then now you're in the neighborhood and you got to slow it down a little bit, and you just, you know, it'd be much easier just to drive one speed all the time. But so, you know, we just have to commit to it. They're capable of it. They're already showing some great signs in all three areas. But that's what I'd like for them to become.
Did Cal come to you for any advice on the platoon system, since you did that first?
Well, we talk a lot and visit a lot. We didn't set a meeting up and sit down and talk about that. If anybody needs to be getting instructions on things, I need to be getting instruction from him. But over the course of summer, we've had some conversations about it, but it's I think the two programs can both tap into the depth that we both have and be successful. But for us right now, we're not in a platoon system because to have that, your top 10 need to be able to fill the 5 positions, and we have 11 healthy players right now, but I wouldn't say that our top 10 are ready to just one in, one out. Hopefully we can get there because there's a lot of advantages to the way that we play, especially to start a game. When we've been successful, we've gone first 4 minutes, second 4 minutes, and then we would start, plugging gaps or who's playing well. We very rarely played a 40-minute game where it was 5 in, 5 out, like a hockey line change. We haven't really done that, but it can be effective if you can have some depth in the way that we play. We're hoping our 9 or 10 can wear down your best 5.
In the preseason, you mentioned the value of having 3-point guards in terms of pace and moving the ball. Looking back on the exhibition, did you see what you wanted to out of it? Did that have a lot to do with the assist numbers and the pace?
Yeah, I thought that I thought last week before the exhibition game, we took a step forward as far as stop dribbling the ball and make it faster by the pass is just faster than the dribble. So they really looked to throw the ball ahead and kick the ball ahead, and you can't always do that. But if you can't, that means that now you have the floor spread out and they're trying to take away the forward pass. So now you can get into the middle of the floor and you can start making some things happen. We don't need to be a big dribbling team. To be fast, we need to be a good passing team, and the ball needs to move. And, I think one lesson we've tried to learn as we really broke down taking some steps forward this year is sometimes when one player dominates the ball with a dribble, it actually slows us down. So you either need to be moving the ball ahead or you need to be taking penetrating dribbles to either get to the rim or get the ball moving. So I think our 3 players who are capable of point guard did a nice job in the exhibition. The competition level goes way, way up, and it's no disrespect to Pikeville. It just does. I mean, it's a really tough opening stretch for us, and I think we'll be able to learn a lot. But our point guards have been having some good days in practice recently.
Do you know how it came about that the men's game and the women's game are against each other? And no?
I think it's above my pay grade. I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, you're just trying to fit games in, 29 games, and you have to play them at some point. And the thing that you're always working with, you're not just working with one team. That one team's working with everybody on their schedule. You're working with everybody on your schedule. So sometimes those things are unavoidable. And then they so fortunate that the network put it on at 8 o'clock, and so we've got a little bit of room there.
You mentioned a little bit of this stretch of 3 games in 6 days. If you start the season, what do you think about it? What do you get out of it?
Well, we would like to be able to see kind of where we are after. That's the biggest thing for me right now is I'm not quite sure what we're going to see tomorrow night, and as a coach, that's a little scary. And I'm talking about from our team. I'm not talking about from our opponents. You just don't know exactly how effective your preparation's been. We had a good practice this morning. I was encouraged with some things that I saw this morning, but it'll be good to get some games under our belt to figure out really where we are. Start honing in on some objectives in practice that are maybe a little more detailed instead of as broad as the 3 objectives that we've had. We've constructed all the practices to be fast, tough, and disruptive. And so, what are you doing well? Sometimes you do things a little bit better than you give your team credit for as a coach. You're a little too critical. Sometimes maybe you haven't worked on something that maybe you felt like was going to be really good and it's not. So the information we can gain will really help us progress as a team, because this team has so much room for growth. It's incredible. I do know that about us right now. I do know that we're going to get much better than we are right now. You just have too many young players that are thinking so much right now, and there's no way around it. You have to teach it. You have to give them the information. And so if we look like $1 million this weekend, then we're going to look like $5 million at some point in time. You know, if we look less than that, we'll increase in value with this team. So I don't know exactly what that's going to be, and we'll have a better idea after this opening stretch.
Who's the fastest player on this team? Have you done races? Do you know?
Well, it's a great race. You've got a lot of really fast people. Jennifer's very fast. Janae's very fast. Bria's fast. Asia Bishop's really fast. You know, those kids. Asia Bishop is sort of freaky fast for as tall as she is, and that kid can really run. Is very fast. But I may be leaving somebody out, but I would probably say if we went inline to inline, I would probably feel like Jennifer would win. I think she's probably the fastest person. She's really fast.
Have you raced any of them?
We don't, well, you know.
I mean, you personally raced.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, I would be near the bottom in as far as speed would go. I need to find one like Lene Harper. I need to tell her that I will race her, because she's fast, but sometimes she forgets to run fast. But no, I'm not faster than any of them. But I am in fantastic shape right now, and I am involved in a very strenuous physical regimen that has me in tip-top shape as we head into the season. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've lost a little weight, and I'm feeling good. So I'm not sitting up there eating Krispy Kremes up in the office. I'm out working.
Anything else, you guys?
Just want to ask all the fans to come out Friday night. It'll be a great chance to see the team play, and a lot of fun in Memorial Coliseum always. And so we'd love a big crowd, and looking forward to getting the season started.